My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with the IRS. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the home of the 5 minute or less video because I don't like speaking that long and you ain't going to listen to me. So I've worked for IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. That makes me at least 5 decades old. I've worked about 10,000 cases. I've been on every single major news station, including Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, and all those. I am a national expert in IRS resolution matters. Thank you for the station listening to me. Today I want to talk to you about what is a trust fund penalty? How did that come about? Well, you should know that if you owe payroll taxes, I've worked so many of these cases for IRS. If you owe 941 payroll tax cases, and IRS does not or can't collect the money from your corporation, or even if your corporation in fact does owe a payroll tax, IRS can collect the trust fund tax from you. Under code section 6672, you don't have to look it up. You can, for those nerds who want to do that, says that IRS can go after the persons responsible to pay the tax, the payroll tax, to pay and assert that money against them. So it says who are responsible persons. Anyone who controlled the business, generally the people who wrote checks, generally ownerships. Can secretaries be responsible? Possible. IRS does a full investigation and find out who were the authority or authorities responsible, or persons responsible to pay that tax. Who signed the returns? Who signed corporate documents? Somebody like me would be assigned your case and make a determination. Was there only one person? Was there two? Was there three? They throw a broad net around this and want to hold as many people responsible as they can, because it's better to collect or have a lot of people pay the trust fund tax back. We do excellent trust fund defense if this is ever set up. But let me get back to what trust fund is. So trust fund money is exactly the money you held, okay, in trust for your employees, and they are comprised of two things. They are comprised of the withholding and one half of the Social Security that you took out of the employee's check. That is trust fund. It's money you were supposed to held in trust. Once again, it's the withholding. If you want to get your 941 out, you'll see the money you withheld and the money you withheld on the Social Security tax. What IRS does not impose against these people who are going to be held responsible, they don't ask them to pay the Social Security portion they were going to match, nor the penalties or the interest. Those absolutely go away. So let's say you had a $100,000 payroll debt. Generally, when you make all these calculations, you're generally going to be responsible for 60%. If you're going to owe this tax, if you can't defend yourself, you better find someone, whether it's us or someone else, to go ahead and defend this, because IRS is going to come after you for the tax, and they may come after 10 people, 5 people, 2 people. Generally, they go after 1 or 2 people to go ahead. They usually go, the check signers generally are a good person in ownership and people who sign contracts and were in control of the business. You must ruthlessly defend that fact, because once IRS sets that up, it's like you now owing personal taxes. You'll get a series of notices. You're either going to have to make a payment agreement, give them a financial statement, and then at that time you'll either go in uncollectible status, payment status, offer and compromise. But you want to ruthlessly defend that, because you do not want to get set up with the penalty. IRS is more aggressive, like I was on these, because it's money you actually held in trust for your employees that you were supposed to turn over. And when they filed their W-2s, they got credit for all that. So IRS is tough on it. And like I said, you want to get a defense going for this, because like I said, if not, you're going to be held responsible if it's as though it's individual tax return, tax money. Anyway, thank you for listening to me. If this was helpful, please go ahead and give me a subscription. YouTube ranks us, believe it or not, if you don't know that, on subscriptions. The more subscriptions, they think that, well, this person's better. So if you could do that, I would appreciate it. Leave me a comment if you would. Love to hear comments. I make my YouTubes from, this actually came from a comment I got off YouTube. Hey, what is the trust fund penalty? So they wanted to know. By the way, I have my phone number and email addresses in the description section. We do have a team of former IRS agents. We're I'm not patting myself. We probably got one of the better teams in the United States. We have about 250 years of doing this. Anyway, thank you. You have any more questions about this, call me or just leave me a comment. Nice talking to you. Oh, it's over 5 minutes. It's 5:20. Bye-bye.